Hey people, I hope you're doing well. I'm Hannah. Thanks for being here. Welcome if you're new and love you long time OGs. Thanks for helping my baby channel to grow. I am super doxed out here because of my heritage. So yeah, I just appreciate everyone that's actually watching my videos because you could be doing anything when you subscribe to my channel and you're watching my videos. I just want to say thanks for that. I am going to read some poems for this one. I've got a selection, not my work, other people's work. If you want to view some of my work, there's loads of it on the channel. Go and review the playlists. There's poetry art playlist, there's a recitals playlist, there's the recitals from the library playlist, I think. There's playlists of my work. I've been posting recently, because the video, they changed the shorts to like 3 minutes. And you can't tick don't copy this work, whatever, when you upload it. When you upload the videos anymore until they're after 3 minutes long. I'm not reciting them, I'm just posting the written form and then selecting that only allow voice to be copied. So if there's no sound on it, they can't copy anything. I mean, it's people the way people are plagiarizing my work, it's not even plagiarizing it, it's just the people in the back end. So it's people actually working in YouTube that have access to the system that are reducing my reach and stuff before it even gets to anyone, and copying all the content and doing whatever fucked up shit they do. Anyway, the video is not really about that, but I'm going to read poetry from Walt Whitman's collection. I've got this Rumi collection. I've got Arabic poems, poems of love, and what have I got? The Poetry Pharmacy returns, and then I've got the Penguin Book of Spiritual Verse. So I'll start with this one since it's in my hand. I'll take the bookmark out. Yeah, shop at independent bookshops, people. Independent bookshop bookmark. Let me get the cloth bookmark out as well, so I do it properly. So I'm gonna I don't know, I can't find it. There it is. I'm going to just open the books on a random page and then just see what comes out. Okay. So this poem's called A Parody. Come saints and sinners, hear me tell how pious priests whip Jack and Nell, and women buy and children sell, and preach all sinners down to hell, and sing of heavenly union. They'll bleat and bar, Donna like goats, gorge down black sheep and strain at moats, array their backs in fine black coats, then seize their negroes by their throats. That's in the poem, okay? So I think it's of a certain age. okay, where it was acceptable to say that word. Don't shoot me on the video, okay, on the comments. And choke for heavenly union. They'll church you if you sip a dram, and damn you if you steal a lamb. Yet rob old Tony, Doll and Sam of human rights and bread and ham. Kidnappers, heavenly union. They'll loudly talk of Christ's reward, and bind his image with a cord, and scold and swing the lash aboard, and sell their brother in the Lord to handcuffed heavenly union. To handcuffed heavenly union. It's a tongue twister. They'll read and sing a sacred song, and make a prayer both loud and long, and teach the right and do the wrong, hailing the brother, sister throng, with words of heavenly union. We wonder how such saints can sing, or praise the Lord upon the wing, who roar and scold and whip and sting, to their slaves and mammon cling, in guilty conscience union. They'll raise tobacco, corn and rye, and drive and thieve and cheat and lie, and lay up treasures in the sky, by making switch and cowskin fly, in hope of heavenly union. They'll crack old Tony on the skull, and preach and roar like bash and bull, or braying ass of mischief full, and seize old Jacob by the wool, and pull for heavenly union. A roaring, ranting, sleek man thief, who lived on mutton, veal and beef, yet never would afford relief, no needy sable sons of grief, was big with heavenly union. Love not the world, the preacher said, and winked his eye and shook his head. He seized on Tom and Dick and Ned, cut short their meat and clothes and bread, yet still loved heavenly union. Another preacher whining spoke of one whose heart for sinners broke. He tied old Nanny to an oak, and drew the blood at every stroke, and prayed for heavenly union. To others oped their iron jaws, and waved their children's stealing paws. There sat their children in gewgaws, I don't know what they are, gewgaws, by stinging negroes back and Moors, they kept up heavenly union. All good from Jack and other takes, and entertains their flirts and rakes, who dress as sleek as glossy snakes, and cram their mouths with sweetened cakes, and this goes down for union. Who's that by? Emily Dickinson. Emily Dickinson. I think I'm a woman after her. Sorry, microphone. Got caught in the crossfire. Emily Dickinson once ended a letter to her young cousins by saying, "Let Emily sing for you because she cannot pray." I imagine this poem as the song she might have sung then in lieu of a prayer. Oh no, that's the next poem. That's the next poem, but I'm going to read it since I got mixed up because there's something in that. Okay, so the first poem, a parody, is by Frederick Douglass, an American, and it was written between 1818 and 1895. So yeah, it is from the time when it was acceptable to use that language. Some spiritual poetry is written tongue firmly in cheek. Here, Frederick Douglass writes a scorching parody poem condemning the hypocrisy of the Southern Church during the antebellum South. Okay. So I'll move on to Emily Dickinson. I prayed at first a little girl, and it was written between 1830 and 1886. And then I already read that it's a prayer. Okay, so I prayed at first a little girl because they told me to, but stopped when qualified to guess how prayer would feel to me. If I believed God looked around each time our childish eye fixed full and steady on his own in childish honesty, and told him what I'd be like today, and parts of his far plan that baffled me in mingled sight of his divinity. And often since in danger I count the force 'twould be to have a God so strong that to hold my life for me, till I could take the balance that tips so frequent now. It takes me all the while to poise, and then it doesn't stay. Yeah, that's the prayer. I'm Moody Dickinson, who my life has turned out to be quite like the same, basically. Anyway, so this is the Penguin. I'm not sponsored by any of these. I'm just telling you the books in case anyone wants to go and read more. But yeah, it's Penguin Book of Spiritual Verse, 110 Poets on the Divine. I wasn't meant to read two, but you know, I'm just going with it. This book is The Poetry Pharmacy Returns. More prescriptions for courage, healing, and hope. On Children by Khalil Gibran. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. Their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them. You may seek not to make them like you, for life goes not backwards nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, and his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable. Oh, okay. That's the poem. Okay, that's the prescription. But the what shall I call it? Disease is controlling parenting. Also suited for blaming one's parents, desire to control one's children, disappointment in children, worry over children. Okay, one of the hardest tasks a parent can face in learning to accept their children for what they are instead of what they may have hoped they would become. And similarly, as we move into and through our adulthoods, a sense that we have disappointed our own parents' expectations or just as bad, been damaged by them, is one of the most painful burdens that we as children can carry. The responsibility of parenthood is immense. You are shaping a whole new person, one who will eventually exist in the world without you. The magnitude of that task can, however, cause us to overestimate our importance. We may shape our children, but not nearly so much as they shape themselves. As our children grow into teenagers and adults, for diminishing authority over them can feel like a loss, but it can come hand in hand with a vastly greater gain that our children have become people in their own right. It may be that your own parents find this hard to accept. They knew you when the only words you could speak were parroted from their mouths. And now here you stand, saying things they can barely comprehend. They may be scared, they may lash out, but you must remember that your parents' expectations for you only ever really belonged to the fragment of themselves that they saw in you. Like the arrow in the poem by Khalil Gibran, you have flown from their bow. And this has another harder implication. Tempting as it can be to blame our parents for our problems, there comes a time when we must accept that the final responsibility for our lives is ours alone. As this poem reminds us, the moment the umbilical cord is cut, a child begins to grow into its own shape. Profoundly connected though we are, parents and children are also utterly separate. Celebrate that and everything else will fall into place. The next victim is the Poems to Love collection. Okay, there's 2 poems on the split, so the first one's Upon Julia's Clothes. When, as in silks, my Julia goes, then methinks how sweetly flows that liquefaction of her clothes. Next, when I cast mine eyes and see that brave vibration each way free, oh how that glittering taketh me. That's Robert Herrick, circa 1591 to 1674. My woman says she wants no other lover than me, not even Jupiter himself. She says so, what a woman says to an eager sweetheart, right on the wind, right on the rushing waves. That's Catullus, circa 84 to 54 BC. Okay, this one's quite a long one. It's called The Will of Life. If one day the people should choose life, fate is certain to respond. The night will surely retreat and fetters be broken. He who is not embraced by the longing for life will evaporate in vacancy and be forgotten. Grief to anyone not aroused by the breathing desire for life. Let him beware the slap of oblivion. This is what life said to me. This is how its spirit spoke. The wind muttered between the ravines. When I aspire to a goal, I ride my wishes, forgetting caution, face the wilderness, the rugged trails, and flaming days. He who does not like scaling mountains will live eternally in potholes. So the sap of youth churned my heart as other winds raged within my breast. I bend my head, listening to the clap of thunder, the chime of the draught, the cadence of the rain. When I asked the earth, Mother, do you hate mankind? She replied, I bless those with ambition, those who brave danger. I curse the ones not keeping step with time, who are content to live a fossil life. The vibrating universe loves what moves and despises the dead. Forgetting their greatness, the horizon hugs no stiffened bird, nor does the bee kiss a withered flower. Not even graves would hold the dead, save for the tenderness in my motherly heart. Woe to one not longing for life. Let him beware the curse of extinction. On an autumn night laden with boredom, I was so drunk on starlight my sadness drank too. I asked the dark, does life return the spring of youth once it is withered? The lips of darkness did not move, nor did the virginal dawn. Then the forest gently spoke like the quiver of a cord. Winter comes, winter of mist, winter of snow, winter of rain, and magic dissolves what budded and ripened, the gleaming angles of fields, and quiet magic of the sky, gone like branches that fall at their leaves. Now the wind tosses dead petals, the flood buries them haphazardly. All perish like a lovely dream which shimmered in some heart then disappeared. Only the seeds remain, kernels of memory still embracing even under the fog, the snows, the heaps of earth, the shadows of life that never palls, the green germ of spring, dreaming of bird call, the musk of flowers, the tang of fruit. Time and trouble tumble on, seasons wilt, others are reborn. Dreams awaken laced with the mystery of daybreak asking, where is the morning mist, the evening's magic, the glow of the moon? The elegant throng of butterflies, the humming bees, where are the clouds that floated by, the sunbeams and creatures, the life we seek? I have grown thirsty for the sheen of light on branches, thirsty for the shade beneath the tree. Thirsty for the fountain that sings through blossoming fields, for the voices of birds, the whisper of breeze, the rain's melody. I am thirsty for the universe, searching for the long-awaited world. Maybe it lies beyond the reaches of our sleep, and we must awaken to find it. Like a wing's slight flutter, the seed's longing sprouted till it cracked the surface of the earth and beheld a world of exquisite images, and spring returning with its parcel of dreams, its sweet-smelling freshness and kissed the lips of all which had faded, saying, you have been granted life, immortalized in your abundant seed. The light has blessed you, now receive it. Whoever worships our light in their dreams will be blessed by light wherever it shines, onward to radiant spaces and the dreamy blooming earth. For you, whatever is luminous, for you, undying beauty, the field and breeze and stars will be your home. Commune with the moon and the stirring of life and its charm. The diaphanous night revealed a beauty that kindled the mind. A strange magic was flung across the skies, and a giant wizard lit the glittering stars. Incense drifted from flowers on the moon's quiet wings. A holy hymn ringing out in a temple across the universe was proclaimed. Endeavour is the flame of life, the heart of victory. If the spirit chooses life, fate is certain to respond. That's from a collection from the Everyman's Library Pocket Poems. Called Arabic Poems. And then there's another collection from the same people, it's a Rumi one. I've got some other ones, but I think I've got another one that's like Sylvia Plath, but I just didn't think that was the mood. I don't want to land on the page. Okay, this is called Everywhere. Everywhere the aroma of God begins to arrive. Look at these people not knowing their feet from head as they begin to arrive. Every soul is seeking his soul, every soul parched with thirst. They've all heard the voice of the quencher of thirst. Everyone tastes the love, everyone tastes the milk, anxious to know from where the real mother begins to arrive. Waiting in fever, wondering ceaselessly. When will that final union begin to arrive? Muslims and Christians and Jews raising their hands to the sky, their chanting voices in unison begin to arrive. How happy is the one whose heart's ear hears the special voice as it begins to arrive. Clear your ears, my friend, from all impurity. A polluted ear can never hear the sound as it begins to arrive. If your eyes are marred with petty visions, wash them with tears. Your teardrops are healers as they begin to arrive. Keep silence, don't rush to finish your poem. The finisher of the poem, the creator of the word, will begin to arrive. Like that one. Last but not least, Walt Whitman was of a certain time as well, so if that word comes out again, then it's not me, it's the poem at the time. I don't know. This is all his work, yeah. And I don't know, it just feels like he should have more. Okay, so it's landed on all is truth. Oh me, man of slack face so long, standing aloof, denying caution so long, only aware today of compact all diffused truth. Discovering today there is no lie or form of lie, and can be none, but grows as inevitably upon itself as the truth does upon itself, or as any law of the earth or any natural production of the earth does. This is curious and may not be realized immediately, but it must be realized. I feel in myself that I present falsehoods equally with the rest, and that the universe does. Where has failed a perfect return indifferent of lies or the truth? It is upon the ground or in water or fire or in the spirit of man or in the meat and blood. Meditating among liars and retreating sternly into myself, I see there are really no liars or lies after all, and that nothing fails its perfect return, and that what are called lies are perfect returns, and that each thing exactly represents itself and what has preceded it, and that the truth includes all and is compact just as much as space is compact, and there is no flaw or vacuum in the amount of the truth, but that all is truth without exception, and henceforth I go celebrate anything I see or am, and sing and laugh and deny nothing. On the other page, there's a poem called Mannahatta. I was asking for something specific and perfect for my city, whereupon lo, upsprang the aboriginal name. Now I see what there is in a name, a word, liquid, sane, unruly, musical, self-sufficient. I see that the word of my city is the word from of old, because I see that word nested in nests of water bays superb, rich, hemmed thick all around with sail ships and steamships, and islands 16 miles long, solid founded, numberless crowds, streets, high, growths of iron, slender, strong, lights, splendidly uprising towards clear skies, tides swift and ample, well loved by me towards sundown, the flowing sea currents, the little islands, larger adjoined islands, the heights and villas, the countless masts, the white shore streamers, the lighters, the ferry boats, the Black Sea steamers, well modelled, the downtown streets, the jobbers' houses of business, the house of business of the ship merchants, the monkey brokers, the river streets, immigrants arriving, 15 or 20,000 in a week, the carts hauling goods, the manly race of drivers of horses, the brown-faced sailors, the summer air, the bright sun shining, and the sailing clouds aloft, the winter snows, the sleigh bells, the broken ice in the river, passing along up or down with the flood tide or ebb tide. The mechanics of the city, the master's well-formed, beautiful face looking you straight in the eyes. Trottoirs, thronged vehicles, Broadway, the women, the shops, the shows, a million people, manners free and superb, open voices, hospitality, the most courageous and friendly young men, city of hurried and sparkling waters, city of spires and masts, city nested in bays, my city. Kind of feel like I should read one of my own. Excuse me. Confirmation, I should read one of my own. This one is called Am I Humble Yet? And I wrote it on the 5th of November 2025. You've seen me beg for food, water, shelter, medicine, not to kill my children, not to be raped. You've seen me beg for all the psychological warfare to be at an end. All this humiliation you've sent to humble me. You've seen me beg. Am I humble yet? Mhm. This one's called I'm Still Alive, written on the 11th of February 2024. I'm still alive, alive in body, alive in spirit, alive in mind. I'm still alive. My home is gone, I'm still alive. All my things are gone, I'm still alive. All my memories are gone, I'm still alive. My friends are gone, I'm still alive. My relatives are gone, I'm still alive. My pets are gone, I'm still alive. My limb is gone, I'm still alive. My income is gone, I'm still alive. My routine is gone, I'm still alive. The food is gone, I'm still alive. The water is gone, I'm still alive. Humanity is gone, I'm still alive. The sun always rises, I'm still alive. So what is it that keeps me alive? So what is it that keeps me alive? I feel like I should have changed the tone. This is a poem called The Burren, written on 3rd of October 2023. It was time to leave Galway. Felt too soon before I left, she said on the way to the cliffs. There is a Stone Age face at Abbey Hill. There are no signs. You have to walk down a track and over a stile. Walk a bit more and there you will find it by St Patrick's Well. We laughed because there's a ton of St Patrick's wells in Ireland. A few minutes later came the delicious oat milk latte for the road, still warmed by her taking the time to teach me how to order my coffee in Gaelish. Wish I could remember now, then goodbye and an hour's drive. Sure enough, an hour later I found the end of the track. A couple there too. Without a clue, they decided to venture to the bottom of this hill with me. Gorgeous open sea to our right, the barren Burren to our left. The sky was the deepest blue. Over the stile, thorny blackberries crowded the path. Didn't stop us when we arrived. I was surprised by how chuffed I was to find it, that it was actually real, that the directions were true. How I trusted her, those two blessed themselves with the holy water. Chucked some over me too. I was glad they came. If anyone knows how old the carving really is, I'd love to know. Back at the end of the track, we parted ways. They were off on their annual family holidays. Turns out my next stop was the most divine chocolate shop, only round the corner. Best chocolate I've eaten anywhere in the world. Made in Ireland. That actually is true, except all their chocolate was from America Latina. Like they had Mexican chocolate, and people don't realize that actually, I think chocolate originates in Mexico. They just don't have cocoa farms and stuff anymore. Same with coffee as well. Like they don't have as many like coffee farms as um, other countries in like Central um, and South America and Latina. Um, so yeah, I think um, they have like direct relationships with their farmers like out there, and then I think they make the actual chocolate bars and stuff in that chocolate shop in Ireland, which was in the Burren. So I don't know. I don't know if it's County Clare. Someone's going to have to correct me. My geography of Ireland is not very great. This is the last one I'm going to do before I call the video done. This is a poem called Mayan, and the previous one ties into this one actually. Talking about America Latina. It was written on 16th of May 2023 about experiences in February and March of 2023. I write with words in a language so-called native to me, yet in the name of moving hearts, my mind has to assimilate in this particular modality. Tell me, where is my freedom in making my art? One night in Cartagena, an elderly lady sitting at the local bakery stopped me in my tracks as I was leaving. She was after my empty plastic water bottle. If she was really lucky, maybe a loaf of bread on me earned her packet recycling, strategically placed part of the fixtures the owners let her stay. As I passed the bottle over, she looked up at me in this sure kind of way and she said, "You're Mayan," in a language so-called native to her, yet I knew what she'd spoken. There was language in symbols, scriptures carved in stone before written words. Here I feel more at home. Tell me, what can you see in these walls? What have words got to do with being seen at all? If there's a thing I've come to see, its heart can be made out of stone. A moment of all ages. How many lifetimes had she been here? How many lifetimes did she see in me? An old woman I passed by one night in Cartagena, recycling plastic bottles to earn her keep. That's it. That's it for this recital. Let me know what you think, and if you want me to do more of these. In fact, I'm just going to do them on the fly, because last time when I wanted to do a series, there was crazy spiritual attack, so I'm not even going to announce, so you guys can have these. But if you want to get on a journey to write your own poetry and draw on your own emotions, thoughts, feelings, experiences, interests, then sign up on Patreon. It costs, it's the price of a matcha latte, the cheapest tier. And if there's more of you over there, then we can have group workshops and make friends, and maybe after a while a few of you will have a collection or a chapbook or something. But yes, I do like reciting my poetry. I do think that poetry is not complete until it is recited, and reciting is how I edit. I think it's a very good way to edit poetry. And but then they're not complete until they're received by an audience. So yes, people, everyone has a voice. Poetry is a very good way to use your voice. Use your voice and speak from the inside out. It's a very good way to be the real you in the world. You can't hide when you write from you. Sorry, I messed with the microphone again. Yeah. My poetry is very exposing anyway. But I like it like that. It's honest and true. Anyways, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Please help me out, do the free things. And yeah, take care. Love yous. Bye.